us on YouTube, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, ring the little bell so you get notified anytime we have a new video pop up, and give us a comment about what you'd like to see for future videos. We're going to start. Well, I'm going to start with my feet together. You start however you feel good. But I'm just going to take a moment, take a nice deep breath. One more, that felt really good. Big breath in. And just let it all out. And then opening my arms nice and wide, opening my heart, taking a moment, allowing all that energy, all that love, all that great big wide open space to explore, allowing room for that to come into me today to help carry me through my day. From here, floating your arms down and then bring them up out a little bit of an angle, floating up, curling your palms in till your fingertips are just about to touch, and then slide right down the front of your body for sinking the chi. Beautiful. Float those arms up again, curling in, squeezing all that love and energy in, and then sliding right down the front of your body. And one more. Beautiful. From here, stepping one foot out, either one, it doesn't matter. Float your hands up, gently in front, and then as they drift down, let everything sort of melt, sinking down to open the door. Floating back up, and then sinking down. One more time. I like to inhale up and exhale down. Beautiful. From here, you're going to put one hand over the other and then bring those arms up together. And this time, you're going to bring them all the way up over your head for one of our bird postures. Flipping the palms over, soften everything back down. Beautiful. And then back up. And down. Now this time, as we lift our hands up, we're going to lift one leg. Again, it doesn't matter which one. Just raise it slightly behind you and tap your toe. Nice. Coming back down. That same leg again. Hands go up, foot stretches out behind, tap the toe, and then maybe lift it off the ground. And then as your hands come down, your foot comes back down too. Beautiful. Go into the other side now. Hands go up, other foot reaches back, toe taps down. Hands come down, foot comes in. Perfect. Hands go up, foot stretches back, toe taps down, and then lifts off the ground. And then as the hands come down, the foot comes back down too. Beautiful. From here, spread your arms out to the sides, floating up like the wings of a bird. And then drifting back down. Nice. Floating gently, soaring on the winds. Sinking down as you flap your wings down to your sides. Beautiful. Well, this time, you're going to bring your hands, your wings, all the way up over your head as far as you can. And then flap them back down for a nice, powerful stroke of those wings. Really feel the energy pushing yourself up into the sky. No longer floating on the wind, but becoming the master of it. Beautiful. And then settling back down to earth, but still stretching those wings out. And as you do, lifting one knee up in front of you. And then setting it back down as your hands come down. Beautiful. Same leg. Lifting again. Hands come up, knee comes up. Everything moves down together. Perfect. Shifting that weight over to the other side, lifting the other knee. One more time on that side. Setting everything down, bringing your hands down, floating up in front of you one more time, rounding out, opening wide, and then coming back in to sink the chi. Beautiful. Hands float up. Maybe now you're looking for a little rest, a little comfort. Bringing your energy back down just a little after our warm up. Squeezing whatever that is that you're looking for in and holding it for later. Let your hands rest by your side. Float gently up. And then go grab some water. We'll come back and work on the rest of our forms. Beautiful. All right, coming back in. Take another moment, recenter. Take that nice deep breath. And then we're going to pick up right where we left off, back to sinking the chi. Hands floating up, squeezing in, pushing down. One more of those. Beautiful. And then now the hands are going to float straight up in front. And then at the top, rounding out like you're giving a big hug. And then open out. Take one hand and curl it on the bottom, the other hand curling on top for embrace the moon. Beautiful. Opening back up. I like to breathe here. And then curling the other hand in on bottom. Opening out. Hugging everything in, maybe wrapping your whole self around that moon this time. Curling your neck, curling your back. Hugging everything in. Beautiful. Opening out, and then this time bringing those hands back together for that big hug again. And then hands float down. One, sink the chi. Beautiful. Hands float back up. And this time they're just going to drift. Like maybe a piece of kelp floating on the ocean, drifting with the tides. One side and then the other. Soaking up the energy of the sun, growing, living, breathing, but relaxed and floating, just bobbing on those waves. Perfect. Now, when you get to this corner, you're gonna pull your hands into your heart space and then push back out. Beautiful. Pulling in and pushing. One more of those. And then back to drifting. Perfect. This time as you drift to the other corner, we're going to pull in again. And then push back out. I like to inhale as I pull in and exhale as I push out. But as long as you're breathing, you're doing great. One more here. And then back to drifting. Perfect. Drifting to this corner again. And this time as you pull in, you're also going to step in. And then as you push out, step out into a nice little lunge. And just like that, you're pushing the mountain. Perfect. One more here. And then as you pull in this time, step in, take your time, push out, and drift. Nice and gentle, still just floating on those waves. As you get to the opposite corner, you're going to pull in and step in, and then step out as you push. Wonderful. Still breathing, maybe smiling. One more here. And then this time as you pull in, step in. One more push out, and then drift back to center. Form that nice big hug, open wide, and come back in, sink the chi. Perfect. Do that again. One more. And then floating your hands back up. We're going to drift to one corner. Back to the other side. Back to center. Round into that hug and open wide. And then you're going to let one hand fall. And just that hand is going to drift all the way over to the other side. And then the hands are going to switch places and drift right back across. Like two clouds floating through the sky, changing shape, moving gently with the breeze. We call this one wave hands like clouds. Perfect. Now this time, as you get over to the other corner, your top hand is going to form a hook. Your bottom hand is just going to continue that circle. Beautiful. This one is called single whip. And you're just bringing that hand around in that loop. Perfect. Release that hook. Let that hand sink and drift over. And then right back into waving hands like clouds. When we get to the other side, form the hook on that side. And then there we have our single whip. Beautiful. Nice. Release the hook. Follow it on over. Beautiful. Back to that first side. Make that hook again. Back into your single whip. Perfect. Relaxing. Sinking into it a little more each time. Maybe swaying a little bigger. And then this time, you're in a reverse direction. Bouncing back Coming in the other direction, curving that hand around like a snake through the grass. Beautiful. And then release the hook. Bounce back and go the other way. Beautiful. Back to hands wave like clouds. Nice swaying. And then form that hook in the opposite corner. Single whip. Soft and gentle, like you're painting. Soft strokes of the brush, making big fluffy colors. Maybe painting a sunset. And then bouncing back, going the other direction. And then painting up from the bottom. Like the colors of the sunset over the ocean, reaching up to meet the sky. Beautiful. One more here. Release that hook. Switch directions. And you're right back into hands wave like clouds. Beautiful. Coming up, making that hug and bringing it back to center. One, sink the chi. Float those hands up. Open out again. One hand sinks down. Wave hands like clouds. And then right into our single whip. Form the hook in that corner, but this time you're going to step your foot in and then step out. Beautiful. Watching that hand. Sinking into it, relaxing, maybe a big sigh. Perfect. One more here. And then reversing direction, we're just going to press down. How far down? I don't care. As far down as you can go and still smile. Bouncing all the way back up. And then this time, reversing direction, coming through for snake through the grass. With that nice bounce bend, low, how low? Again, I don't care. One more here. Release the hook. Step in. Hands wave like clouds. Beautiful. Coming back to the other corner. Other hand makes the hook. Step in. Step out. Right into that single whip. Nice. Now bouncing back, pressing down, sinking, letting the water support you if you're in those waves, bouncing with the tide. Coming all the way out on this one for the single whip. And then bouncing back, reversing directions. Maybe instead of a snake through the grass, it's a fish through the water. Flashing in the sunlight, silver on the scales. Zipping by you. Perfect. One more here. Release that hand. Coming over, bringing your feet back in. Take your time. Beautiful. Nice and steady. On your next corner, bringing the other hand up, make that big hug, bring it around to center, open up, and right back to where we started. Sink the chi. Perfect. One more of those. And then this time when you bring your arms up, you're going to bring them up a little higher, coming up over your head, coming down through your heart space, through your center, right until you hit the floor of your belly and then bouncing back up, circling around like a big Buddha belly, scooping up and under into your heart, letting your hands float down, out and up and over again, bouncing back down into your heart, down to your belly, like you're hitting a floor again, bouncing up. And this time you're going to make a little diamond with your fingers and press forward. Breathing it back in. Float those hands down. Coming up and over. Down to your belly. Bouncing up. Circling around that big Buddha belly. Up to your heart. Floating down. Up and over again. Through your heart. Down to your belly and bounce up. Make that diamond. Pushing out. We call this one a heart opener. Shining that light out through your heart space. And then breathing it back in, floating it down. Up and over. One more time. Down through your heart, gathering your energy. Bouncing back up, circling around that big belly. Scooping up. Bringing those hands down, up and over one last time. Floating through the heart space again. Bouncing back up, making that diamond. Pushing it out. And this time just pause there for a moment. Push, maybe stretch a little bit further, reaching out like you're trying to touch hands with the person on the other side of the room or on the other side of the screen. Pushing out as far as you can. And then relax. Put those hands down. Step your foot in. And then take a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. Maybe close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Let everything relax and soften. Let your breathing return to its normal, natural rhythm. But imagine with each breath coming in, you're drawing in some of that light, some of that heart energy. Some of that warmth and goodness from the day until your belly is full and it's spilling over, running down your legs, past your knees, softening and smoothing out any aches and pains, any tender spots, through your feet and your toes, all the way back, filling up through your legs, past your hips, through your rib cage, softening, gentling any muscles through your belly, your back, up to your shoulders, and then spilling down your arms, down to your fingertips, warming, soothing, filling up all the way, coming up through your neck, softening your jaw, the space between your eyes, filling all the way up to the crown of your head until your whole body is filled with light, energy, warmth, and joy. Take one more deep breath in, and then carry all that light and joy and warmth and love with you through your day. Hopefully, you'll be able to share it with your neighbors. Open your eyes, and thank you so much for coming out to play today. I hope that I will see you again next week.